Hey, everybody. So, welcome to the Eat Like a Bear live video. We are talking about like tightening things up, and we've been talking a lot about resilience and all this stuff. And so, let me just say, sometimes you got to be flexible and even do like a live video in your car. Okay, so I lost power in the night. And my laptop here only has half charge, but I think I can make it through the live video, and I'm in my car and I'm on a hotspot, and my phone is half charged, so the car is charging the phone so it won't die in the middle of this, and it's all okay because I just got decompression therapy. Also, this is why I'm down in the valley. Anyway, so it's exciting to be here with you guys today, and we're talking like last week we're like, who needs to tighten it up and fight for it and get like to those key health results that we need. And that is what we're talking about today. A little follow up on we're like, let's jump in and just go and get it and do it. And so we have a 1 week update. And so just as background on me, so um, I was, had a head injury nearly a year ago now. So I'm about 11 months out. And those head injuries can be a real bugger. I mean, and mine was pretty severe. I didn't appreciate it at the time. But like things get like your wiring, like the brain's electrical system can get messed up, all kinds of little things. And for 11 months, we've just kind of been chasing a lot of things. I have like a lot of symptoms of like the kind of chronic things that you'd imagine, but caused by the injury. And so, how do you fix it? And we've just been just like hammering away at it. Especially the last since about January when I really started getting out and trying to get my life back. Um, and so I say all this to say, how it is in weight loss, as you shore up this and you shore up that, and hammer, do this, fix that, and that's all good, really good, and working to a goal. But I do feel like sometimes it's just really good to just then go all in, like, and just go for it. And that is what I did in 2017. I mean, I'd been working on little aspects of it. And then it's just like, okay, take no prisoners and do it. And that is very much the energy I am in now. So I've been making progress up to this point, but I'm flipping tired of like not having my life back. And so I'm here to get it back. Like I am getting it back. And so, but I'm going to tell you guys what it looks like. In my case, so in the last week, what I've done in the last week, because one of my biggest frustrations. So, I've gained some weight, and I will tell you, I'm not gonna go down, or I'm not gonna die fat. Let's put it that way. Okay, but it's not my biggest concern right now because it's probably a lot of water weight, a lot of strange like metabolic things. Those are the core things I'm working on, and so one of the key things has been fatigue. And then like what's driving the fatigue? It's kind of like, well, what's driving the hunger, and how can I get it like that a little bit more? And just hammer. Mine has been fatigue has been the big thing. Like, why? Well, it's taken all these months and looking at data. So I was telling you guys in the Saturday weigh-in that I've been wearing my Apple Watch to sleep, and this measures a lot of cardiac data. And that has ended up being a real clue for us in how to think about this. And so my own oxygen saturation is very low. And I mean, and that's since the injury. So I never had issues with that before. I mean, certainly not since I lost the weight. So I didn't even measure it back then. So I don't even know if like when I was at a high weight, if I had an issue, I don't know. So, but I have not had an issue until the injury. And oxygen saturation is just like the amount of oxygen you're actually able to take like from the air and get into your blood so it can get to your cells. And if you are inefficient at that, you get fatigued. And it's like what you hear about the hikers going up to Whitney. Not only do they get fatigued, but it can be really drastic and have dramatic effects on your health. And so that has been a key thing driving my fatigue. But now the problem is it occurred to me that because they keep saying go out and do cardio, and that cardio is where like your brain's wiring, like the synapses will like rebuild, like new synapses, try to find new paths and stuff like that. But it's really flipping hard to do cardio or to do a lot of it if you're just fatigued all the time. And so what I did, so this is my what I did this week report to like get in and tighten it up. And we have others back here and they're going to give their 1 week report. And then you should give your report. Or you guys could put them in the comments too. But you can if you're only starting, you can work on a report for us. Okay. So my 1 week report is this. I am so proud of myself over this. So I identified like a core problem, like this oxygen saturation, and we've been chasing it around, trying to like, I've had like neck therapy and just various things. And lots of things are helping a little bit. But I thought, what if I just need a massive reset? What would that look like? And so I decided to try something kind of big. And that is, what if I just got out? What if I ignored the point that I get fatigued? Okay. And I just got out and did something big, like cardio wise. And recognizing the oxygen saturation problem, I thought, and what if I could improve my oxygen levels while I was out there? And so I'm going to show you, because recovery is messy sometimes, you guys, and does not look pretty. So, so what I have here is, this is the main tool that I got. We don't always need tools like this, but I want to show you my tool for this week and this big push. And this is an oxygen concentrator. It's in a bag. I won't take it out, but y'all get the idea. It takes just ambient air in, so I don't need a tank. It takes ambient air in, and it filters out some of the nitrogen, so it has more oxygen in this than the regular ambient air. And so then I do this. Okay. And oxygen. Well, odd. My car is humming right now. That's not the oxygen humming, but this does hum, and it hums a good bit louder. And it's, it's really nobody's vibe right out there on a hike, like looking like this and with the oxygen and then the sound. And so I had to like get over it, like this is what it looks like. And so Friday, was it Friday? Was my first day? Friday, Sunday. Yeah, Friday. I went out on a 5-mile hike, and with this, and I've got 4 hours of oxygen out there, and I hiked 5 miles, elevation gain. I'm actually not exactly sure about that, but over 500 feet. It was really good up and down, because this is the key. It kept my heart rate in like a cardio range for 2 hours. That, like, if I can do this, if I can sustain this, that's going to be a game changer for me, because that is like the key way to heal your brain after an injury. And I have struggled with getting that amount of cardio. And so 2 hours, I mean, because they recommend, you need to get 20 minutes. Like, yeah, I was getting 20 minutes. I'm like, I need more. I need something big and bold. And so Friday was day 1. And what I'm doing is every other day of that. So I went Friday, Sunday, and Tuesday yesterday. And I'll tell you what, and it's all I'm doing. And then the off days, I'm doing that 20 minutes of cardio. And basically everything in my life is centered around this, just like soaking my feet, eating well, just all of those things. It's all about, I'm getting back in the next, it would be tomorrow is another big hike day, basically, a very big cardio day. And I'm finding for me, hiking is the best way to do it, because I know the right trails out there that'll keep my heart rate up, and I'm happy out there hiking. And so it's great. And so it ended up like that is me finding something like a solution to kind of push through, that would like help my heart, like in the best way possible. Not going to lie. I mean, there are many other places I think that would help my heart even more out there, but you can't, like, this is the this I feel like was the best solution that I could find, given like all my resources and my circumstances, and the fact that I'm basically tethered to my house right now. Anyway, I was so proud of myself Friday. That was day one. I cried. Um, and it was right before Frederick went off. He's in Europe right now. That he's my older one, and I needed to do it when somebody was around who knew where it was in case I got lost out there or something. Because that's the other thing. So with like the cognitive things that I have, when I'm cognitively tired, I do strange things, and so we can't take for granted like what might happen out in the wilderness. So I had cover, and it was fine. I didn't wander off or something. So that's good. And that's good. And we will keep testing into that. I will just be less likely to have issues like that if my brain is building synapses. And so that is what's going on with me. But let me look quickly at the comments because, guys, I mean, this was such, for me, a huge, huge deal to like push and do it. Crazy. Oh, so, okay. So ridiculously proud of you, rooting for you. You are inspirational. I think of you, and honestly, it helps me push forward. You guys, and you guys too. So, what would I be doing now without all you guys, and without like us having all these discussions over these years? And so, this has really guided me in this time. I feel like also like the whole weight loss phase for me, that was my learning, so I could survive this current crisis. Okay, because I've learned a key thing, you guys, like the weight loss and all that. I lost weight at 48 years old, and you think it's like the hardest thing you're ever going to do. You know what? Getting old is the hardest thing you're ever going to do. And I got 20 years kicked into me, maybe 25. And so I've seen the future, and it doesn't get easier, guys. And so these are our learnings to help us get there. Okay, that's right. Okay. And Teresa saying, "Oh, yeah, my oxygen looks like a headset." I like that. Except, I think when you see me out there, you're like, it's not. I don't think it looks like a headset. Okay, but this is me being, how we're all self-conscious about this, and who in the heck cares? The reason I would care in this case is it does have a hum to it, and it sounds about like a not too noisy drone. And, that's very disturbing on the trail. And I'm very sensitive to like disturbing other people. But the trail that I'm walking on, or it's an old road, has no other humans. And so it is a very good place to start. And it also, you guys, it takes me up to our bear memorial. And so, we have a memorial for our fallen bears. And I put stones up there. And it's been like, I haven't mentioned this because it really hurt my heart that I wasn't physically able to get up there. But now I can with this. Okay. With that. Let's see. Oh, okay. And Anna. Okay. Well, we have Anna backstage. She doesn't just have to write a comment, send it out love. She can come back up here. I'm going to bring everybody up. Start with Anna Sewell, sending love. And we've got Teresa, who I believe may have an update for us. We've got Brenda, and we've got, of course, our legend in the flesh, Georgia. So, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Let me say, if I somehow cut out or whatever, Anna, you're the one ending the live, because Anna's account, she has like the keys to the kingdom back there, and she can end it. And I'll be, if for some reason I end up without power or whatever else, I think I'll be okay, but you never know. Yeah. Sure. So good. So Anna, well,
yes.
So, or wait, who wants to go first with it? Who tightened something up this week? Teresa.
I did. I tightened up my window. I mean, I had my green days. I was building those. I looked back, and the pool was closed on May 18th for lifeguard training. But since then, I've been every day. So that I didn't need to tighten up. But I was eating, in a 5 or 6 hour window because I would start eating early and, in the afternoon because work was stressful. So I just have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And then before I knew it, I'd started at 3 and it was 9 and I was having something before bed. And so my window was huge. I tightened it back to try to stay within 2 hours. Most days I've been within 1 hour. So that's what I tightened up. I didn't have to change anything else because fortunately I was doing okay. I had to go back and look because I really didn't think it was going to be this decent, because you guys, if you've been reading in the water cooler, I posted that the scale went up like 3 stupid pounds. But for the week I was down 2.2. So, and I'm still not back to where I was. I was lower than that because I had lost and then I gained, but the scale does that. And we know that. And that's when we have to use the term fight, stay with it. I try to, I'm not always successful, but lately I have been, ask myself, what else are you going to do? I mean, what could you change to get better results than this? And I know there is nothing. So why change?
Yeah.
You just got to have faith.
Exactly. And stay diligent. And Teresa, as you're doing daily swimming is amazing. And I feel like also thinking about it as having that consistency in your activity. If you can do this with the eating, it's just going to be explosive. And so it's like taking advantage of that key resource that you have right now, which is you've been doing daily swimming. That's exciting. That's great.
Yeah. I keep saying, well, one of these days I won't go, because I used to always say I want to go 6 out of 7 days a week. But now I have this, I don't want to break the streak.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That is so great. That is so great. And I am, so right now in terms of my eating, I'm probably at a maintenance amount. And I do intend within the next 2 weeks or something to then do this. Right now, my core thing is getting with this. I mean, I'm so jazzed, like cardio for me, they're like nothing else right now. But I realize once that's like, boom, 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 do the eating like this and we'll see. Now, so I've had like some metabolic things like the fluid retention. Who knows? I'm not going to put too much into, I have to lose a certain number of pounds. But I know if I eat less, it'll all work out. And it's data also, like if I don't lose or whatever, I'll be seeing an endocrinologist. So like, we'll talk about this. So yeah. Wow. Well, that's daily swimming. Everyone out there should go, if you have access to a pool. I just so recommend that. It doesn't hurt your joints, and you can do like what I call meditative swimming, just be in there. You're moving, your body's moving, and you can like just rest and relax. You can do it like an Olympian and count your laps and stuff. Or you can I started that way, and then I ended up just like flowing, and it was so great. I don't know, maybe we should do a combination. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you can even
most of mine is running and walking. It's not so much swimming. I'm doing a lot of running and dancing like a crazy person, I'm sure. There's you mentioned being self-conscious, and there's a lady who comes to the pool, and I decided she's older than me, but lately I think people are older than me and I'm older than them. But in any event, I noticed today she was kind of really, dancing right and left and moving a lot. And I thought, wow, she's really getting into it. And then I realized, yeah, that's probably how I look. And all of a sudden I was self-conscious for a moment. And then I said, no, it doesn't matter. You're getting your workout in, and this is what you're doing. And it doesn't matter if people think you look a little bit silly dancing in the water.
I think of it as a plus.
Mm-hmm.
Really. And what about popcorn? That's what I was thinking about. When you go in and you jump up, and that's really good for you. It's a way to jump, and I think I'm going to see it the next time I'm in there if I can skip in the water, because all that jumping is really good for you. And if you can't jump or it's hard on your joints, why not try it in the water?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because there's no way I could do the things that I do in the water on land. Oh my gosh, because I jump and run. I have sometimes trouble walking on land. It depends on the day.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the joy part of it, like we're talking about dancing around in there, I love that. I love that idea.
Yeah. And it wouldn't
Yeah.
work as well if I didn't have my playlist. I've got music that I like, and this
Yeah.
song is a little faster, so I run faster. This song is a slower, and so I do a side stroke, and that's a little bit more meditative. Like it kind of depends on what song comes on.
Right. Before in the beginning, when we were talking about, how you've been doing or whatever, and it's funny because you hadn't said anything about the swimming yet. And I feel like I've been treading water, but that's okay because I'm like not on the bottom of the pool, I didn't give up. So I'm treading water. And you know what? Treading water builds muscles too.
Yep.
So
It does.
That's what I'm doing. The other thing, Amanda, I don't know if you've ever seen, I know I've shown it to people before, but I don't know if I ever showed it to you. This is something you can use. This isn't the only kind, but this one I like because it's a device to exercise your breathing muscles, and it can make a difference even when you're not out working out. It kind of gives you a workout when you're sitting at home. So it's resistance. This one is for inhaling, and this one's for exhaling. You could put the resistance at different settings. So you can start off at 1. You just go like this. You breathe in, you breathe out. It's harder to do. It's like breathing through a straw. But you can adjust it. And I haven't been doing this lately. And with the asthma and the allergies I've been dealing with, this would help. You might think about even people with COPD are using it. So you might consider something like that, because you're doing all that cool stuff outside, but you could also be doing this like once a day inside. It wouldn't hurt. It helps you take deeper breaths, especially like when you're asleep. You don't always take the deeper breaths, but if you've been practicing during the day, it might help.
Yeah, because in my case, it's definitely like so my cortisol, my adrenal hormones are higher, and so you get kind of stuck in that.
Shallower breathing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I've been dealing with that for a long time, and I didn't have a brain thing. So I'm like, I do know what you're talking about, because my heart rate variability, when I would go to sleep at night, it would go lower. And my oxygen wasn't doing great, but it is doing better, especially if I do. Well, I haven't been doing a bunch of exercise like you have, but when I do my breathing exercises, my deeper ones, and that it's better. So all of these things, there'd be some days you could use one or the other, but I love what you're doing. And I think that headset probably does look pretty cool. I do.
Right. Well, thank you guys. God bless you. But you mentioned heart rate variability.
Mm-hmm.
And so you guys, I have an Apple Watch, but I happen to know Anasul is an Android person, so she doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have a wearable that you use that's
mine is a Fitbit, and so I can't see everything on the screen. The heart rate variability, I have to use my phone in the app.
Right. Same with this. Like it connects to an app, and then you can look at all the data.
Yeah.
But you guys, this is such a passive way of data collection, and so it sounds like you wear yours to sleep also, which I only started to do about 2 months ago. And I love it because, I don't like the vibe of like always collecting and recording and being like so tied to the data.
Yeah.
But being able to look back on like, oh, this caught all this data for me and I can look back on it.
Right.
I've gotten so much insight from the very basic things that this records. And it sounds like the Fitbit is doing some similar things.
Yeah, it does. And I like, just like you're saying, I don't want to be looking at it all the time, every day. There's some days I do, but other days I don't. I can go back and I can look like a year ago. I can look and see, oh my God. So this is a pulse oximeter. And we actually got it when my husband was getting COVID a lot, x-raying all these people. And it's good, but I found that I was having fun using it while I was doing my breathing exercises, because when I go into the holding the breath phase of the breathing exercise, it would go down. But then when I went to the breathing again, it would go higher than it usually is. And if I do it regularly, my nighttime oxygen goes up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say, my doctor made me wear my oximeter anytime I went for my walks.
Yeah.
That was right after COVID, the first time and the second time. Now by the fifth time, they don't even bother with me anymore. But but yeah, but I was going to say, I'm going old school, folks. I'm going back to a salad kit a day.
Awesome.
You remember that way back when that Amanda did?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. I'm going to do until the end of July, every day a salad kit. And on monitoring my.
Oh, yeah. You have a CGM. Mm-hmm.
And I find myself obsessively watching that thing. I just love it. I love the fact that I can watch what it does, how fast it goes down, and everything. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm a little bit tech happy now. But cool. Yeah, I'm going old school. I'm tightening up real good because there's just, I'm getting old. I just turned 61 the other day, so I need
happy birthday. I don't like several times in the day I thought I need to get in and wish Brenda happy birthday, and I just kept forgetting. Oh my gosh. So one of these days
I had the best birthday. My grandkids asked me, "What do you want for your birthday?" I said, "I want a hug and a kiss." So I went through the line and I got a hug and a kiss, and I said, "That is the perfect birthday. I don't need no cake or junk. I just need my babies to give me hugs and kisses, and I'm happy as a clam."
Yeah.
So yeah, but I just decided that, it worked for you. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a salad kit a day. Mm-hmm. I can't use the salad dressing because it all has soy in it. So I'm just gonna throw on some vinegar and call it a job. And then went to Sam's and got the 5-pound thing of ground chicken. And to make it a little bit more protein rich, I made with 10 pounds of chicken, which will last the entire 30 days. I added a cup of cottage cheese and 3 eggs to give it more protein, and just scrambled it up, put in a bunch of hot sauce and jalapeno, and called it a day. So I put a cup of that on my salad every day. Do it a cup at a time.
That's good. And now you don't have to think about it. You just can do it. That's awesome.
I just do it, and I'll find out what it is at the end of July. And I'm really thinking that this will be a nice, instead of doing a long fast, I'm just going to stick to one salad kit a day. They got all the macros for me. They did all the hard work.
Honestly, because I've done long fasts before. I think daily eating is the key, especially if I can pair it with good activity. I mean, the level that I'm doing now is, which by the way, is what I was doing a year ago. That was normal, but if I can pair it with that and really fight for that's the thing. I have more energy. I'm getting daily nutrition and all, and I'm training myself in how to eat, because what you're going to learn in this is that's going to give you a nice boundary, like the salad kits. It makes things easy, so you don't have to think about it. And then in the future, you'll know, your own experience will teach you that this is really good for you, and then you can lean into it in the future. And times are hard. Let me just have salad kits or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So that's great. That is great.
Definitely saves on the budget.
Well, and for those who don't want to do a salad kit, you make your own. So just like Brenda did with all of the protein and putting it in little bags and putting it in the freezer, that's what Amanda did with her stuff. And then just eat once or twice a week, you can prep your lettuces and whatever you want, and then you've already made your salad kit. And then once again, you don't have to think about it. You just go to the fridge and assemble.
Yeah. So to be clear, so in losing the weight, I made all of my own stuff. But the thing is, it was very formulaic. And so it was like making my own kit. I had the boundaries on it and all that, and really kept those boundaries in place. I was really good about that. And it had certain rules that I followed, and that's highly described in the book. But yeah, it was essentially my own kit. And I would meal prep the proteins, like doing batch cooking of the proteins and having some in the freezer or in the fridge and stuff like that. But in terms of the daily salads, I typically just did those every day. I didn't do but you could. I didn't do mass chopping or anything like that. I would just pull out the romaine heart and rip it up, that day. And
I'm doing salad kits because I had the kids home.
Yeah, it's
And
easier
my
for
two
you.
oldest grandchildren, lunchtime comes around, everybody's like, salad kits, and everybody goes and grabs a salad kit. And then the two youngest are like, PBJ, and they all go get PBJ. And it's like the same every day. So I'm like joining the two and I'm going, salad kit. And all three of us run to the refrigerator for a salad kit. And it's easy. No mess, cleanup's fast. So, yeah. And then we all get on our bikes and we ride to the park, which is 3.2 miles away, and then ride back. And that's, oh man, when we get back, I am soaking wet, and y'all do not want to smell me. But but that's my cardio right there. I ride the bike to the park, chase the kids around at the park, and ride the bike back. And so I figure with the energy I'm exerting on riding my bike, with the salad kit a day, and with my numbers good, yeah, I'm gonna turn this around. I've got energy again. You guys remember after COVID number 5, I was like a slug on sedatives.
Yeah.
Just deciding if I wanted to get adult diapers to not have to get up and go to the bathroom was a reality check, you know?
Yeah.
So now I'm back to chasing kids and, you know, chasing them with Nerf guns and doing all that stuff. So.
Okay. You know, and you know what? For next week, I think this is a really cool, important theme, because what Brenda just said is I've got energy again.
Yeah.
And I think so we should report in on our successes, of course, but also think about this. Like we talked about the good day strategies and that sort of thing. How are you reinvesting your energy in your recovery or in your health in some way? And let's discuss that next week, because I think it's really easy. Like I'm here chomping at the bit to like, I just want to travel. I just want to do this or that. That would be a big mistake for me right now, because I should be spending every single minute getting more cardio. And driving to the coast to get cardio on the beach sounds lovely, by the way. And I will do that, I hope, very soon. But it takes away from the actual cardio, because I've got to go there. You know, I've got to pack, I got all that stuff and go. I need the cardio. And I've various ways I'm reinvesting my energy right now. And so let's think about that. How are we reinvesting our energy?
And anybody's who, you don't have to do a lot to improve your cardio. Like you don't have to go out on a hike, or maybe there's a time where you can't. Especially if you have something where you can see what your heart rate is, if you get it high, and I mean, even if you got it up to the highest you could for only 30 seconds, and then you walk slowly or do whatever you need to do to bring it down, and you could take 2 or 3 minutes to bring it down, and then do it again and do that cycle 4 times. If you do that twice a week, you will improve your cardiovascular fitness. You will. So do all the other stuff that you enjoy, but if you do that twice a week, you will improve whatever you've got.
Oh, absolutely. And so there's ways like that's like, I don't know, cardio hacking or something, because
interval training.
Yeah, because like in Visalia, when I'm walking in the neighborhoods, and I'm not a jogger, because that would be the obvious way to get my cardio up. And so what I do, it must look just bad, but I don't care, is I will do like this lumbering jog, like very, like I don't lift my feet very high off the ground. And, but I'll do it for like the length of a house, and then I'll walk fast, and then I'll do it again, maybe a couple houses down, the length of a house. That's all. And it's enough to just get my heart rate up, and then it stays up as I'm doing the walking, and then I do it again. And that's how I get my 20 minutes in.
Awesome.
Yeah. And it takes about, right now at this level that I'm at, it's just over a mile that I do in 20 minutes doing that jog walk thing. So yeah, you know, it's 20 minutes we can do. And I've done it fatigued. Like when I'm like, I can't imagine going out or doing anything. I don't know how I'm going to get off the couch. And I'm like, you haven't done your cardio today. You have to get off the couch. Yeah. And I've done it.
Yeah, you can do it.
For those staying in the air conditioning, I watch my pulse rate, and to get it going good, I do sit to stands on my yoga ball. And I do 200 yoga sit to stands on my yoga ball, and my heart gets a good race going on I hit 150 and I'm like, I got it going good. So it's like, you don't have to go outside and do elaborate things. Just, I use a yoga ball, but you can use a chair. Just sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up, as many as you can. When I first started, I could only do 20. So, and then just build upon that. And that's how I can get up off the floor so easy, because you're building those muscles to get back up off the floor because you're doing sit to stands. Yeah. And as we age, it's really important to be able to get up off the floor, because you don't want to be like that commercial. I've fallen and I can't get up.
It happens. Yeah.
And I'll say, for those that have knee issues like I do, just to get up out of a chair, even to step up on a stair, you can do those, but sit at the counter where you've got help that you can push yourself up.
Right.
You're still going to work cardio, and you're also going to be working your arms. So everything is modifiable. Everything is modifiable.
You can dance in your chair. You can even march in your chair. You just you're lifting your arms up and your legs up and you're marching, and you can do that in a chair.
I do that on my yoga ball. That's hard.
Yeah.
When we do chill skills and we're doing the lymphatic, when Anna goes to the back of the knees, okay, I'm sitting, I can reach the back of my knees, but I can't reach my ankles. So I'm doing this and up and down and in my chair. So everything is modifiable. Don't think that you can't do it, because I promise you, any movement you do, you're helping. When we in chill skills, we started doing just the swinging your arms and all of that. I've been doing that every day. That's my week thing, as I've been doing these extra swingy exercises. I've lost 2 inches in my arm, and my arms are my big thing. And
I've lost so good. That's so good. Yeah, the arm swinging thing, anybody can do that anytime, and it's really easy, and it's almost relaxing. It is relaxing, and it's this is a big lymph area under our arms, and so all we're doing is just swinging our arms, just letting them swing. And you can have them swing up and down both at the same time or one at a time. You can go sideways and just let them swing, and it's easy to do. You can do it in a chair if it doesn't have arms. And it's good for us.
Motion.
That's right.
Also, you can add extra movements while you're doing things that you have to do. When I mop the floor, I'll pretend I'm Fred Astaire and I dance through the house, and you're adding extra motion because you're twirling and you're mopping. You got to do it anyways. Why not make it fun?
For sure.
And just do a little extra every now and then. Every little bit of extra you add in is progress, in my book, because when I was in physical therapy, that's what they did. They started off slow and built every little bit until they got me to where I made it to Arkansas and got to walk on the rocks over the waterfall.
Yeah.
I know when I was at Walmart, I was trying to lose weight there too, and the doctor goes, well, you need to walk more. And I was like, I'm an assistant manager at Walmart, and I'm walking on the average of 20,000 steps a day. And they go, well, then you need to be adding weights to that. So I put pound weights on both of my ankles, and my legs were jelly by the end of the day, but it was moving the scale a little bit, and because I added something extra to what my normal thing was. So every little bit extra helps.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay, but you know what? But we're out of time. We're out of time for the week.
It's time for Chill Skills. Brenda, you better get a video of you dancing. You're home there. You've got your kids there. They can take a video of you dancing and send it to me.
Daughter-in-law record it.
My kids are absolutely convinced that I'm crazy, and I love that.
That's good.
I'm totally leaning into the crazy grandmother vibe. I love it.
All right. Well, and so Teresa had to leave for a meeting, and so now we all have to leave and go. And so Chill Skills. So if you're in the deep den, top of the water cooler, there's a pinned post that will give you the access to the hub area, and that's where Chill Skills is, in 4 minutes.
Be
And
there.
so,
There.
yeah, all the cool people will be there. Okay. Okay. Bye-bye, you guys.
Bye.
Good seeing you. See y'all
See ya.
soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Hey, good seeing you guys.